Hello there. Hello everybody. Yes, it is I, Papatello, in the flesh. I am alive, by the way. I'm not packed up, alright? Don't get shot in Minecraft. I'll say what I'll say, sir. Editor, they all know I've been missing a couple days. However, though, the kid's back. We finished our stream after a whopping 85 hours and change of losing my life. Much love to you. We got a long video today. Let's get a little sippage of the iced tea you see here. I'm waving it around like a wand. Settle down. It's not Poland Spring, but it is Arizona. Not too bad. Let's chase it with a Poland Spring real quick. Oh yes. Indeed blessed by the gods at the Black Rock Eruption event. Well, there is 90 Horde camping the doorway. Very nice. However, though, before we continue today's video, check out the guide below, Rested XP, your guide through all of Azeroth, and every single journey and conquest you need to complete in order to level up really fast. Much love to you. Support the boys, support the channel, and if anything, just like the video and subscribe. That's all Papatello cares about. However, into the video for today. Now, guys, we have a lot of shit to discuss, to be honest with you, so settle down, buckle up, lock it in. Much love to you. I'm going to be putting a lot of things throughout this video with the editor, and we're going to be showcasing a lot of things to discuss to help you guys out and show you things, obviously, on Wowhead as well, because there's a lot of discoveries to be made, right? Overall, though, so as far as everything going on in Season of Discovery, every single rune has been discovered. If you guys need assistance whatsoever, Wowhead has you covered with every single rune for your class, where to find them, how to get them, including even things for the Paladins. I had to look up some stuff with Avenging Wrath. People in my chat were coming in saying, where to get Avenging Wrath, where to get Avenging Wrath. Just a quick shout out to that. Check the Eastern Plague Lands and get the Squire, by the way. You're going to need to level that boy up. But yes, every single rune has been discovered within Season of Discovery, as well as all the finger runes as well. So every single specialization for you to put, to max out your character pretty much to get the best efficiency, you can come here to this link. I'll leave it down below for you guys to check out. As far as everything for the cost upgrades to the Thorium Brotherhood, you can basically get your reputation up by handing in some Dark Iron Residue. It caps out at a certain point, so at that point you can either send that to a buddy in your guild, or just send it on the auction house and sell it. I think for like a stack of them, they were going for like 100 for like 7 or 8 gold for a 100 stack of Dark Iron Residue on my server, on Living Flame. But you can just grind it out here and continue doing the Black Rock Eruption event, not only for really good XP, which I'll talk about XP guides in a second, as far as like how we leveled up really fast within, basically playing the game from 50 to 60. But overall, though, there is tons of amazing weapons and arsenal of equipment that you can get from the Thorium Brotherhood. You can get a lot of good weapons that are normally just, rare items that upgrade to epic qualities. From, weapons to plate armor to mail armor, leather armor, and cloth armor. Now, specifically, every single one of these items, as you see here, they have a cost to them, which are Firelands Ember and Fiery Cores. Now, some of these items you're not going to be able to get. You can grind the Firelands Embers from doing your daily quests within the Black Rock Eruption event, and I recommend doing that very much so, because not only is it good XP, but you can bump into rares and potentially see world BOE drops, as we had one the other night, and we got a really crazy epic cloak that gives fire resistance and fire damage when struck, I believe. However, though, there's other items that you're not going to be able to get, such as the Fiery Cores and such as Lava Cores. These things are MC exclusive, so you're going to have to wait until you get to MC in order to access some of these epic items once we complete, most likely, base level, Molten Core, and then eventually get involved within higher heat levels of MC itself. And to the next subject we're talking about now is the upgrades for the Argent Dawn reputation. The same thing with the Thorium Brotherhood. This time around, there is epic variants of, the rare models that we have within the game, which require the item itself, and it requires Scourge Stones, it requires Frayed Abomination Stitching, and it also requires Skin of the Shadow. Now, Skin of Shadow is something you can get in Scholomance. When you're going through Scholomance, this item will drop for you as you basically clearing out the dungeon itself and the mini bosses and the main bosses within there. The other two items, you can get that all throughout Strat, Undead and Live. You can get the Strat items from there. I believe I was doing more of Undead when I was doing that, so I think you can get more of the Frayed Abomination Stitching through Undead. But overall, though, in general, you can still farm those 2 specific dungeons to get all the items you need in order to get these higher upgrade quality of items. These items are a little bit more easier, in my opinion, to obtain than it is to acquire the Thorium ones, since you have to do MC in order to get those. So I would recommend getting to that and get into it as efficiently as you can, find a good group, and basically just bang that out. Now, another thing that I saw people that were confused about when I was doing my stream is where to spend the Tarnished Unreal currencies, because everybody was lost. They're like, wait, what the hell are these things dropping from bosses? There's a lot of stuff that are dropping. If you just go to Booty Bay, and you know where, like, basically to the left where all the blacksmith is and stuff, and, like, basically where the lost and found is, if you go over there, there's, like, basically a little goblin standing on top of a crate, and she will have an arsenal of equipment that you can purchase from her. A lot of things that you're going to be seeing a lot of bosses, especially when going through basically BRD, early levels BRD, and then making your way all the way, you know, to endgame dungeons. You're going to get access to a lot of Tarnished Undermine reels, which is the new currency to spend within the game that gives you access to a lot of items. Now, we can click the guide even here too, which WoW has presented a great link for you. I will put this down below to show you guys. Got to give credit where credit is due at the end of the day. But basically, you will get extremely a lot amount of Undermine reels. I believe after a while they are like capped to a certain point, but of how many you can get within a day. But at that point, once you're done, you just wait another day to, you know, basically redo dungeons and keep grinding them. But you can get a lot of them through every single dungeon, through Blackrock Depths, Blackrock Spire, DM, Skullomance, and Stratholme. And overall, though, it is a really good currency because there is a plunder of items that you can get from this vendor, including raid recipes, we'll showcase on the screen here, and stuff that you can get from, like, you know, Winterspring, like the Fire Water, for example, which is massive, because I know on my server, just for one of those bad boys, sometimes can range from 27 gold up to 40 gold for one, just for, you know, a couple minutes of, you know, big damage, right? So that is extremely insane. And I know even for, you know, like paladins, even shamans as well, you can get your librams, you can get your totems from here. There's a lot of really good different styles of equipment for druids. You can get different idols here as well. Multitude of different recipes and basically items in general that you can get from the supplied crates, which I think is really good overall to grind. And you might as well be picking them up as you're doing your dungeons anyways, and start to head to Booty Bay to get these. Now, another thing to talk about, which is something I think is pretty cool. I'm actually, you know, blown away that they have done this. I thought this was only going to be something that shamans would ever have access to, but it seems like they're giving us everything this time around, right? I didn't expect this, is what I'm basically getting at. So settle down and lock it in before you get shot in Minecraft. YouTube family friendly. Much love to you. I'll kiss you. However, yeah, on-demand water walking boots from the Hydraxian Waterlords, which only requires you to be honored, by the way, to get these. So once you're honored, especially when you're like doing your grind for rep for Hydraxian Warlord rep, which, by the way, you're grinding rep through the Blackrock Eruption event and getting rep for Thorium, Hydraxian, and overall, it's pretty easy to get rep for this. But once you get to honored, you can just buy the cloth boots. I don't understand, like, if you guys realize the quality of this. And by the way, NZ Sky is going live during my video. Settle down, comeback kids. Settle down right now. Go give him a shout out. Unbelievable. However, though, Water Treads is massive, though, because at the end of the day, if you're going to Oni and you just cross right over to the water, no longer do you gotta swim. DK Michael Phelps, alright? You gotta go Michael Phelps through the water. No more of that. You can now walk on the water or do a little, you know, Usain Bolt on the water. And I think that's pretty dope. It's just a little quality of life change. That's about it. Has nothing to do with anything else. I, you know, think it's pretty cool. 5-minute cooldown. You're allowing them to walk on the water for 10 minutes. Hey, I'll take it. It is what it is. So, just a nice little QLL update, and we go from there. Original Tier 0 pieces exchangeable for updated versions soon of Season of Discovery. Now, players have been, you know, noticing something there. You know, it is sod if it isn't bugs, right? It ain't Season of Discovery if we have no issues going on, because obviously there's always something that's happening. And players have been receiving incorrect versions of T0 sets. For example, the Magister leggings, instead of the, basically the updated Magister leggings, they basically have been reporting they are getting the incorrect old version instead of the new updated version from the previous leggings that were basically put out. And Agron basically confirmed this already on a tweet, which we'll show here, basically saying that They answered this a bit ago, but we're going to fix this and give you the way to exchange the incorrect pieces. Want to try and get this out today so we can hang on to them for now. But basically, people have been reporting this. It's a good thing that we report this, quicker, sooner than later, because obviously people want to make sure they have the correct updated pieces and not have to go through an issue with, having the incorrect piece overall. So this has already been addressed, along with other issues that have been addressed as well, with other bugs that are going on with inside. Especially, I know people were having issues with paladin related runes with the Shield of Righteousness, and that has been addressed as well. So overall, I think they're doing a good job getting on top of things relatively quickly and smoothly. As Season of Discovery has just came out with the new phase, I think it's been doing pretty solid overall in how they've been handling the quality of things. Now, for the Demonfall Canyon dungeon, some people still don't know how to get through this dungeon. It's understandable. The phase just came out. Papatel is here to show you some stuff, and we'll go from there. However, though, it seems that Kago Gaming has been investigating and has found how to unlock Demonfall Canyon for yourself. So all you got to do is go to Felwood and get the Demonic Deceptions quest from the Shadowtooth Emissary, which will then lead you to Winterspring, which you're basically going to be farming these owl pineal glands. You can kill them up north if you want, or go down to the south, to the bottom right, where there's 3 caves on the map, which we'll show you here. In this area in specific, there's 3 caves on the map that's usually uncontested up north. If it's too busy for you guys, just come to the south. Either or, you can get these pineal glands to drop, which will then give you the Shadowtooth Illusion Ward, pretty much, which you need this item basically in order to put it on your trinket slot to phase you within the Demonfall Canyon, or whatever you want to call it at this point, the Ashenvale Canyon, the reused canyon. Settle down, you know what I'm getting at. However, though, that's how you get within there, and you enter this new instance, which leads to other dungeon bosses that await you that have a lot of good loot. Basically, it's at the bottom right where you would do your Divine Storm questline, or Warlocks will go over there for Metamorphosis. But in general, yes, this is where you would go to the Demonfall Canyon to access the new dungeon. And let me tell you this right now, guys, that dungeon is no joke. I recommend going in there at 60. If you're 59, 60, 59 can get away with it, that's fine. But we did it when we had, me and my friends, we had a 55, we had some lower levels, and it was tough. But then we went back in there around 59, 60, and cleared this bad boy out. I highly recommend going in there and making sure you pay attention to each boss, because each boss has a mechanic where you either have to interrupt, you either have to put either a shield wall or an aura mastery, whatever high defensive that you have, and also pay attention to things that are on the ground. The last 2 bosses in particular are quite of a challenge for some people that are not aware of how to handle the mechanics, and they have little different phase shifts. But overall, these bosses can be killed, and they're not really too hard in general. We banged this dungeon out once we had some pretty good gear at 60 and getting other previous items from other dungeons. But overall, a fun little thing to do. I give this dungeon so far, just from first-hand experience and my personal opinion, I give it about, I would say like a 7, or maybe a 7 or 6 out of 10. I wouldn't say it's perfect, because at the end of the day, it's still a reused area, and then when you go through the mine part, you'll see some reused stuff as well. But the bosses themselves are cool. I actually enjoy the bosses, more than anything. I think the bosses carry the dungeon rather than the dungeon carrying the bosses more than anything in this place. So yeah, some of the bosses are cool to fight, which I do enjoy. I'll give you credit, alright? Good job over there at the SOD team. Don't get packed up. But that's just me being honest with you. However, though, I'm going to link this down below too. Wildhead has basically organized everything for the pre-raid best in slot gears that is going live for Phase 4. So for every single spec here, you guys can have a complete guide on what you want to go for, or what you're aiming for PvE related things. PvE, this is not PvP, by the way, guys. PvP is something, obviously, I'm not going to depend on them. We're going to obviously do our own thing, our own guides when we talk about stuff. But in general, that is what I recommend. Also, what I recommend, guys, heavily is basically doing your XP, and how to get from 50 to 60, doing it in a certain order to get maximum efficiency. What I did personally, what I recommend is, handing in, if you had any pre-quest logs that you did from last phase, if you're just getting involved with the phase now, handing in a lot of quests at one time. One of the biggest things that was a biggest bang for my buck was the donation of wool cloth, silk cloth, mage weave, and doing rune cloth from each vendor in the capital cities. You can do up to 4 of these. I think you do 2 in Ironforge for the Alliance, 1 in Stormwind, and 1 in Darnassus. And you can get a lot of XP if you never even handed any of them in at all. And at the end, when I was just doing Runecloth, I think it was about like 9,900 something XP, or close to 10k. In general, though, it is a lot of XP. I'll have the list of everything right here for you guys to see. It is a crap ton of XP just to hand in, and that's just from hand-ins alone. And they're pretty easy to get all these materials. It's like a dime a dozen on the auction house. It's really easy. But overall, though, I recommend doing that, handing in your quests, as well as doing the Blackrock Eruption event. I also recommend doing BRD arena spam if you're low level until you get around like 55, and then you're ready to, like, you know, do more full clears of BRD. Maybe 56, 57 would probably be the safe bet if you're trying to do Emperor runs. I'm sure you can get away with a good group at lower levels as well. At that point, though, around 55, 56, LBRS is the best way to, like, level up when it comes to, like, just spamming that for dungeon XP. It is really good XP, and then always going back to revisit the Blackrock event, and then eventually getting to your point where you're going to get to Stratholme, and then, you know, finally finishing up, and then, you know, maybe you're already 60 even before then, but you're eventually, once you're at Strat, you'll probably already be 60. But that is basically it for, like, in terms of, like, guides and, like, how to level up efficiently. It's basically just hand in your quests. There's a lot of quests to do in the world. You know, do your dungeon spams, do your Blackrock Eruption, and then some, like, end game content at that point. But overall, though, very straightforward. It's been a very fun season, more on a personal note, so let's have like a one-on-one discussion here. I've been having fun. I've been having a blast. We had a great time on stream. We streamed for so long. We've had the opportunity now. Last night we made the Arcanite Reaper. That was pretty badass. And then obtaining some other pre-BIS items along the way with the guild, and just having a good time overall. Just, you know, enjoying the season. And I'm just having a very fun time. I personally think right now that this is the best phase in World of Warcraft. My only other favorite phase was phase 1, and right now this phase is growing on me more and more and more, and it just came out, right? Obviously I'm living in the honeymoon phase, but I know how we get to this point at the end game where the doors open up, and a lot of us know this as well, and I'm really enjoying it for what it's worth. I really want to see what MC's like with the new boss, in particular the 11th boss, so to say, to see if there's anything tied with any Voidlord stuff that was looking towards in the past, back with Xal'atath and stuff. I'm not too sure if they're going to do anything and tie anything into it, but I'm very curious more than anything to see if MC has to tie with anything like that. But overall, in general, I think it's been a very fun phase. I'm having a blast, you know, trying different things. I haven't yet to do PvP yet. I've been itching to do PvP, but I've been just so busy, you know, with running guild stuff, and, you know, just getting everything, you know, set up, you know, for the future of, you know, these next couple weeks, you know, because then we're going to have the, you know, world bosses come out with the instances, and then next week we're going to have MC and Oni, and people are all doing stuff for attunement, and there's a lot of things to do. But that's the best part about this phase, that there is a lot of stuff to do that keeps you busy and having a good time, and just, you know, going after many different items within the game overall, and chasing all, you know, all your runes and everything, you know, to make your character, you know, feel great, right? I love Paladin right now. I will have a Paladin, guys. I promise you, sometime this week we'll have a Paladin discussion, a Paladin talk about what runes I've been using in the open world, how I've been feeling about Rep Paladin overall, how I've been enjoying either Twisting or Exodin, because I know there is 2 different guides right now. I saw Surveillant put a Wowhead guide out. We'll look into more of his guide and discuss some things, and have a deep dive breakdown of Paladin talk sometime this week. So you best believe Phase 4 Paladin PvE discussion will be coming, and then eventually we'll talk about PvP stuff, because we got to grind some PvP stuff. We haven't been able to hit AV as of, you know, past couple days. We've been doing so much PvE shit. But overall, though, much love to you. That was a lot of discussion, and, you know, to cram basically into this video, but it wasn't too much. I know there's times where we go 45-minute videos or an hour, etc. It is what it is. We're keeping it light for you. Settle down, lock it in. Your boy's pretty damn tired too, alright? You can see the bags under the eyes. Unbelievable. I've been grinding, bro. I've been grinding with the gang, with the guild, and we've been having a good time. And I recommend, honestly, taking it one step at a time, guys. Don't burn yourself out. Have fun. This is a phase for you to enjoy and just, you know, play at your own pace, because it's a really fun time right now to be playing World of Warcraft, and it's just a blast. So in general, though, much love to you. I hope you're locking it in. Hydration Nation, settle it down, all that good stuff. Don't get packed up, alright? People get packed up for less out here. But that's really about it, guys. Is there anything else, finally, I have to discuss? I'm trying to think about it before I end this video. I don't think there's anything else that I have to discuss. I covered all the XP stuff for you guys. I covered everything that I needed to talk about. This is the problem with the Paladin Brain right now. The Paladin Brain is completely fried. It is mushed like a sponge right now, and it's your fault. I'll say that right now. This is all your fault. Editor, I want them all put on high alert. You know what? Put them all on high alert. Ring the alarm, sound it out, and that's about it. Alright? Don't get packed, because I pack people for less out here. However, though, much love to you. I'll catch you on the next one. And keep on keeping on, shine on. I'll see you later, amigos. This is the Gamer Piss Bottle. In stores now. You can buy it on Hello J Tello's website if you have to pee during your World of Warcraft journey. Ah!